Need a professional website?
Well, yes, my name is Lemuel Thomas. A lot of people call me Coach Didi as with a nickname attached to me. So, and I embrace it. And I'm the director here at Robinson Marshall Rec Center. Also, I'm a pastor of Deliverance and Healing Fellowship.
What would you do if you wanted
at 1610 North Carter Street, so it's all in the same 21217 area. So I've been here at the Rec Center since 2012, but I've been with the Department of Recreation Center pretty much for like 33 years. Actually now my role at the Rec has expanded over the years from actually programming, having activities, and supervising staff, to it grown into mentoring, counselor, coach, and so my role by expanding has given me an opportunity to really touch more and more lives, not just young people, but teens and also adults. And so I embrace that. I embrace that, being able to touch lives, particularly our young men, who a lot of times come. Well, yes, my name is Lemuel Thomas. A lot of people call me Coach DD as with a nickname attached to me. So I embrace it. And I'm the director here at Robert C. Marshall Rec Center. Also, I'm a pastor of Deliverance and Healing Fellowship, and we fellowship at 1610 North Carter Street. So it's all in the same 21217 area. So I've been here at the Rec Center since 2012, but I've been with the Department of Recreation Center pretty much for like 33 years. Actually now my role at the Rec has expanded over the years from actually programming, having activities, and supervising staff, to it grown into mentoring, counselor, coach, and so my role by expanding has given me an opportunity to really touch more and more lives, not just young people, but teens and also adults. And so I embrace that. I embrace that, being able to touch lives, particularly our young men, who a lot of times come through the rec centers. They don't have fathers or male figures that they look up to. And not that I'm perfect, even though I'm pressing toward the mark of perfection. However, I want to offer them another side where they don't see a male out here offering to give them some drugs to sell, or giving them a gun, but giving them Christ and allowing them to see a different side of what males can bring to their lives. But this community, it needs more of people coming in to help instead of putting it down. Any community that you have, if you constantly have negative, and then those negative vibes rub off to the residents, a lot of times that's what they feel. However, when you put positive into a community, the more positive you put in, the more positive you get out. So I would say this is a good community that can get better. We have a lady that works hard in this community. Her name is Miss Wanda Best. Now, Miss Best, I tell you, you start talking about the pin north of the community, and you start talking negative, you might have to deal with Miss Wanda Best. I love her, but she's doing a lot within this community to help with not only during this pandemic, but before then. They were putting in things and activities, and also putting in things that help people. So whenever we do that, you'll find that it makes the community that's good a lot better. I think one of the important things that I see in not only in this community, but in our city, I see that a lot of emphasis is being made upon young people, our youth, and how we can guide them better. And so I want to say that again, we know that there's a lot of organizations that do a lot of talking about, we want to help the youth, we want to do this for you. One of the things that I think that makes an impact is when you actually, where the youth are there. So where are the youth? The youth are in the streets. The youth, the young people, they're not particularly there at the malls. Young people in this community don't hang out too much at the malls. They're in the streets. So you got to get into the streets where they're at. They have to know that you, first of all, young people can spot phoniness. So if you come in there with an agenda, you come in there to make them statistics, you want to do a study, they're going to spot that, and they're not going to be receptive to what the message you have. But when you come into a community and you show them that you, first of all, care about them, that you love them, and you have their best interests at heart, then you'll get their attention. And you can't tell them the things that's negative that's happening. We know there's killings. We know there's young people that's dropping out. We know all these things. But let's point them to the positive things that happen, such as 10-12 sports and organizations that are in the community. They have their feet on the ground. They're walking with these young people, talking with these young people, not afraid to put their arms around these young people. Here it is, one of the things that we have to do. Not afraid to tell them, man, I love you. and him not looking at you like you're funny. But he really believed that you love him because you care for him. He told the disciples, what do you have? And so whatever they had, those the fish and the 5 loaves, he took it, he blessed it, and he fed the multitude. So many times we want to send people away or send them to get some food. No, take them to get some food. Take them to the resources. So that's what our young people want to know. They want to know, can you take me where you're telling me to go? Don't show me where to go. Can you stop your busy schedule? Can you stop what you do for the norm and then take me to where I need to go? So that's one of the things I think that we need to do more of with our young people, not only in the 2-1, 217, but in this city and even in this state. Start taking people to where we're telling them to go. Because we do a lot of talking, go here, go there, do this. No, take me. And I know I went off a little bit. I ain't gonna apologize because I meant every syllable. It's real because they hear that. They hear that. Go get your GED. Go get it. Okay, take me to get my GED. Now, what you're saying has some validity to it. Now what you're saying has some substance to it. Because you're actually now taking the time to do what others have told me to do. I like that one. I don't even know if I can repeat that one, but yeah, you're taking the time to do what others have told me to do. And so young people, they hear from their parents, they hear from people that come in the communities, they hear it on the news, go do this, go do that. What you need to do is you need to go get a job. Take me to go get the job. Okay, well, you go around. Well, if you feel like, take me to the library. I may not have a computer in the house. You know, well, you got your phone, well, my phone might not be on. You can be the advocate for them. They need not only to speak for them, they need us sometimes to walk with them.
What you gon' do now? Hope you're ready, cause I'm really about to put it down. Girl, you know that I will never disrespect you. We love tomorrow, but tonight I wanna spank you. That ass count, gotta make it last down. Start off slow, then I'ma beat it up. Hate on me, but no. Try to say stop when the bitch say go. There you go again, that voice is you make your girlfriend come on. You've been waiting patiently, wondering when and where I be. After causing ruckus in the industry, making this so she can't sleep.
What a sad day. What a sad day. Say what up, Dream Team. I found out about this an hour ago. Hour and 20 minutes. And I was on set along with 6 of my former teammates that this man that's behind me coached. We won championships after championships. We got robbed in North Carolina of a championship. That's when I first experienced racism. And this man behind me, Coach Didi, could have acted like most of us act when we get mad and have niggerdom in us and have a nigger moment, but he didn't. He said, it's all good. Sit there, stand up as a team. We leave as a team. Boy. This is hard. All of us walked off the set. We done for the day. Because this man, without this man, a lot of people in Baltimore wouldn't have been successful. Let's keep it real. Without this man, I think I would have dropped out of school in the 6th grade. I was only worried about making money, didn't worry about how I do it or how I did it. I was worried about four-wheelers, making money, and chasing older women. I first met this man through sports. He connected with me on a level that no other men would connect, not even my own father at the time. I was one of the talents that was watched coming out of Baltimore. They said I was a tri-athlete because I played football, played basketball, and I ran track. But this man connected with me on another level. He connected with me on football. But it wasn't how people think. So let me give you a backstory. I was playing for a team, a newly introduced team called the Bentlow Tigers. People in Baltimore, they might know about Bentlow. I was playing for the Bentlow Tigers. I was just coming over from playing for Robert C. Marshall. So I was used to a certain structure which Bentlow didn't have at the time because they were new. So Bentlow had a football team for 1 year, and that was the Bentlow Tigers, and myself and Timmy Thomas and D'Artagnan Friday and a couple other people, we were the pillars of the team. Never forget it. We played Lillian S. Jones, a team that came out so loud, so disrespectful, but they was on the field and they played as a team. I seen something in that team that I always wanted in football. And that's a team that stuck together regardless. So halftime came, we was down 26-7. They kicked the ball to us and the field was muddy. I got the ball, I ran it back 80 yards, got tackled on the 3-yard line. My own coach didn't come over. But this man, Lemuel Thomas, a.k.a. Coach Didi, came over and said, you know, you didn't score because you didn't have the right shoes on. I looked at him and laughed. I was like, I just got caught. He said, no, you slid 6 yards. That's how you got caught. I had on some all black freaky Reeboks. We called them Freaky Rees. But I had on some Reebok Classics playing football. I was just that nice that I can play anything. So after the game, we lost. I think the score was 66-10. They beat us 66-10. And a couple of the guys I played basketball with down Bentlow, and they stopped and they told Didi, you need to go get him. And his exact words was, I don't go get players. Players come to me. So when I got there, meaning when I actually talked to him, he asked me a question. He said, "Do you know God?" I looked at him. I was like, "What?" He said, "Do you know God?" At that time, I was brought up in the church, raised in church. I was like, "Yeah." So he said, "So do you go to church?" I said, "Not right now." He said, "You need to get into a church." And he walked away. So I ran up to the little pickup truck that they had. I said, "I want to roll with y'all. What's up?" He told me, "Nah, you ain't ready." I'm like, "Yo, I'm nicer than half of the people on your team. What are you talking about?" He said, "That's what I'm talking about. You ain't ready." He said, "Holler at me next year, football season." I'll never forget it. It seemed like yesterday. I was 11. I was 11 years old. So during the season, I've been talking to different players because I was going to go to a team called Mary Rodman. But the players from Mary Rodman left Bentlow to go to Mary. I wasn't doing that. Mary was a rival in basketball. So why do I want to leave to go to and play with the rival? I was always the underdog. So I went back up to Lillian Jones. I had a meeting. He ran his team like an NFL team. I had a meeting, had to sit with all the coaches. I had to pass a test. And the test wasn't hard. It was just 4 questions. Then from there, I had to do the hardest thing ever. I had to produce a report card for 4 semesters. When he said that, I never forget it. I got up, I got mad. Then I proceeded to walk out. But he didn't let me walk out. And he was like, "What's wrong with you?" I said, "Bro, real talk. Why do you care if I produce a report card?" And he was like, "Yo, because you're going to need it one day." And I don't mean to come up here sentimental, but this hurts. This hurts. I told him plain and simple. I said, "I'm used to passing because of my sports and because I can articulate, but I can't read." That man took it upon himself to help me all the way through first year college. And his help was, since I connect with football, I had to meet him because we practiced Monday, Wednesday. Walkthrough was on Friday. Saturday was a game. I had to meet him at the rec Tuesday, Thursday, and be there early Monday and Wednesday. That means when I got out of school, I had to go straight to the rec. The problem was this: I lived across town. I was the only East Baltimore kid playing with a West Baltimore team. And if anybody know about Baltimore, you know you can't be on the east side running with the west side. And you can't be on the west side running with the east side. There's repercussions to that. But because, I'm not going to say because I was me. I'm not going to say because I was the biggest, baddest person, because I wasn't. I'm going to say because people took to me, I was given a pass to play on the west side team. I never played on the east side team before. It was always west side, because that's the side that accepted me, and that's the side that helped me with my deficiencies. So with that going on, we working, and nickname day came out. Down Bentlow, they called me Gooseneck. And I guess, you know the way my jumper was, when I shoot, I will always hang my neck to my jumper. And it was like, yo, you remind me of a gooseneck when you do that. Cool. So that stuck. But myself, Coach Kevin, who I love, I'll never forget him either. A couple of other coaches, as well as Coach Didi. I don't know what's going on. We all had fun. Learning one another. So he put me at center first because we were just trying out in positions. I can play any position at that age. I'm at center, and when I hiked the ball, I didn't know. Everybody started laughing, but they said that my neck came out when I would come up to block. But I didn't let nobody around me. I never gave up a sack, except for that Saturday that we played Mary robbed me and I was sick with the flu, and I ain't let nobody know, and I gave up 2 sacks. But I popped up, and they said my neck would come up. So he started calling me Snapping Turtle. I was like, wow. Snapping Turtle. At first, I ain't like it. I was like, yo, don't play with me like that. Yo, I ain't even. But Didi was about 6'6". His hands about like this. He spoke with a authoritative voice. And his son, Lorlim, one of the best running backs that I ever seen. Him and Baby and DR in the backfield. That was one of the best backfields ever. I was jealous that I was on the dark side because I wanted to go to that side. But to find out that somebody that always stayed in touch with you no matter what I was doing. When I stopped playing Pop Warner and I was selling drugs more, he would walk up on me and slap me in the back of my head and tell me, go home. I've never heard this man cuss a day in my life. And I've seen him in heated situations. Hell, I've pushed him to heated situations. Never heard him cuss. Always heard him profess Jesus. Always heard him speak Jesus. It saddens me and the teammates that's down here to know that we was actually about to reach out to him on this up and coming Tuesday because we're filming a film called The Lillian Jones Boys. And to know that the pioneer is no longer here. And it's weird because I was on set being nosy on Facebook and I looked on my good friend Antoine Burton page. And I seen Didi. I said, oh, what he got Didi up here for? And I seen the frame that's behind me. I said, oh, but they about to, celebrate Didi. So I said, let me reach out to Burton. Let me see what day it is because I wanted to surprise my coach until I start reading to the side. I don't know if y'all can see it, but it says Saturday, January the 9th, 2021, wake 10 a.m. That's when I stopped. I said, wake? That means he passed. This is a funeral. I said, nah, not Didi. And the only thing that started going through my head is when we had arguments. And anybody that know Didi, they know that he was a Miami Hurricane fiend. Everything he did in college football was Miami Hurricane base. Me, I was different. I didn't have a college team until I met this man. I'll never forget it. He told me do some research on players and find a team that I like, but couldn't no team beat his Miami team. So, okay, I came back the following week to practice, and I came up with a name, Deion Primetime Sanders. He looked at me, he said, good one, but ain't not enough. So during the times that he was helping me read, after we finish, if we finish early, he'd throw on some tapes with Deion versus Miami, Miami versus Nebraska. And Miami be dominating, but Deion would dominate too. So to make him mad, I will put on a do-rag. Well, not a do-rag, but a bandana like Deion did. And I put under my helmet, and I tell him, it's prime time. I went 7 years idolizing Deion Sanders, dominating on the field, until he introduced me personally to Ray Lewis. That's when my whole demeanor changed as far as football. I didn't care about being flamboyant no more. I didn't care about the flashiness no more. I didn't care about dancing in the end zone after I got an interception. The only thing I cared about was hitting. And then dancing when I stand over top of somebody. But to understand 3 things. Didi looked out for the community. Looked out for kids. He made sure kids had a place and a voice. He was a firm role model. The man was class act. And to know that the good Lord will take him home now. Put me at a place where I had to sit here for an hour and retract myself. I'm not understanding. All the good people gone. I just came off of a funeral of my grandmother. To pop up to know about this off a humble put me at a place of, why would God allow such tragic things to happen? You get to a point where you start questioning. I know the Bible says you ain't supposed to question God, but you get to the point where you start questioning. All the good people leaving. Am I one of the good people? Or am I a bad person? You start questioning. Then you start questioning, why are you taking all the good people and leaving the nuts down here? A lot of answers. But the one thing that hurt the most is, as a kid, I told Didi thank you. As a teenager, I told him thank you. As an adult, I never got to say thank you. Every time I seen him as an adult, I was doing something positive, and he just smiled and said, "You got the juice." Last time I talked to Didi about a month and a half ago, I told him I wanted to get with my cousin Duncan, and I wanted to start a football team down here that don't have a spot or blemish, but we dominate, and I want to do it for kids. He told me, "You got everything you need." And nothing more to say, you got everything you need. Moral of the story is this. Give people their flowers while they still living. Don't wait, because you don't know when the last time you're going to see them. And I ain't going to front. This hurts. This hurts. He was a pastor and a founder of a church. I never heard him preach in a church building, but I heard him preach 24/7 to me as a kid and to other people. I never forget it. I tried to erase bad marks off my report card. And he looked at it, he said, "Make me a copy of this." I thought I was scot-free. I'll never forget it. We was going to play in the bowl. And I said, "Yeah, he don't know that I failed all classes." That Tuesday, I'm running through the hallways, snatching people Butter Crunch cookies. And I know you couldn't catch me, so I'm taking your cookies and I'm eating them. I was a butthole in middle school. However, I ran past the office and seen him standing there. I stopped. I peeked around the corner. He said, "Oh, yeah, I'm here." Guess what? I had extra cleaning duties, and I didn't play in the bowl for the first 3 quarters. And then after the bowl, I had to apologize to the team. And I had rec duty for the rest of the year. I know a lot of people talking about something, "Oh, what I got to do with anything?" It taught me how to be a man and how to be upfront and honest. A lot of people don't have that nowadays. A lot of that is not going on in the household nowadays. So I say this, fellas, if you got kids out there, boys and girls, love on them. Teach them something great. It's cool to show them gangster shit. It's cool to show them that, you can pull a gun on somebody. It's cool to show them you can stand on the corner with your pants hanging down. But killing our own ain't gangster. That's some coward stuff right there. Teach them how to shoot a jumper. Teach them how to carry a football in the right hand. Teach the daughters that she don't got to be on the pole just to feel like a whole person. Far more important, teach the kids that communication is great. It's a lot going on. And I'm sitting back and I'm getting intel daily about stuff that's going on a presidential level that I'm going to share with the channel this week coming up. It's going to be scary to some. Some ain't going to receive it. Some going to laugh and joke about it. But back to this man. I wish I was able to be in Baltimore today, to be at Mount Olive Free Will Baptist Church, Bishop Oscar E. Brown. Good guy. Good guy. Been rocking with him since he was on Fremont Avenue. I know a lot of people that go to this church. Moral of the story is this right here before I get up out of here. Love on people, man. Don't wait till they gone to say, oh, I love them. I this. Don't wait for that. Do what you gotta do. Dana J gone. I gotta reset my mind. Love every last one of y'all. Remember, you don't have to be great to get started, but you have to get started to be great. Be someone important. Be yourself. Keep God first in everything you do. Dana J gone. 1.
But there's more. More for you, more for us.
She got the chain, she got the wall. Pick me up, 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 off the wall.